Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cosmic Closet Podcast. It's just me today, Jacob. Blaine is pretty busy right now, and we haven't posted in a while, so I thought someone's gotta do something about that. So, today, I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I'm probably just gonna discuss Outer Worlds news. The new game by Obsidian, if you haven't been keeping up. It's coming out this year. I was gonna say soon, but they haven't said anything about that. I was gonna be making stuff up. But Gameinformer, the website, the conglomerate, they made this month their Outer Worlds month. And so they have lots of new articles popping up, lots of questions being answered. So I'm just going to go through a few posts by them, a few pages they've made, articles. And first, on February 6th, they had an interview with Tim Kaine and Leonard something.
Define large.
That's
Bigger
very
than small.
disrespectful. Let me go back. I'll play bits and pieces of this so we don't get
How big is this game?
smacked
Define big.
with
Large.
Define large.
Bigger
You
than
know.
small.
Yes.
Yes.
Could you
Copyright
have timed
issues?
that announcement trailer any better?
It was purely accidental.
Has the Microsoft purchase affected this game at all?
No.
No.
So if you don't know, Microsoft, I don't know if they purchased Obsidian, but they did give them a hefty sum of money to make this game, and I think this is their platform to continue being funded by Microsoft. And if it isn't successful, then they can say goodbye to that. But I have faith in them. Lots of random, goofy questions were asked during this interview. There is one part that I liked.
Not intelligent aliens. There's alien life forms.
So this isn't finally Obsidian's Aliens RPG?
So that was the tail end of a question. There will not be aliens in this game, just alien creatures. I think one of them is called the Raptid, and it's like a centipede velociraptor hybrid. I don't even know.
It is not.
Can I change the time of day?
By sleeping.
But there is a day-night. Okay, so the Outer Worlds. But how many worlds?
Technically,
This is a very good part here. So I'll just let you listen to this.
2. But then there's moons and dwarf planets and gas giants
And space stations.
and space stations and asteroids.
Do all of the worlds...
So you can travel to 2 different planets as the main, play area. People think this is going to span star systems and you can go anywhere, anytime on any planet, but that's not the case here. There are just 2 planets. It's kind of like, I would compare it to Borderlands. There are going to be cities on each planet, but you're not going to travel the entire place. It's not a sandbox game. It's just a story-driven, choose-your-own-adventure type game. You can kill people, or you can be a pacifist. Do whatever the hell you want, but it's just going to be confined to dozens of hours of gameplay and 2 planets and space stations and maybe small hubs on dwarf planets. So don't get your hopes up about that. Do not hype the planet hopping aspect of this game, which is non-existent.
worlds have breathable atmospheres?
The ones that you can go to. There's no needing to have a spacesuit or things like that in this game.
But you can have a spacesuit.
When we cut back,
So that's one thing to look forward to, is not having to worry about oxygen reserves a la Borderlands the pre-sequel. That became very tedious after a while. It was like a cool mechanic, I guess, and you got cool gear, the Oz kits, but that's not an issue here, which I'm very happy about. I'm gonna skip around. I didn't mark any time codes. I literally just watched these videos.
yes.
I like how this time.
Is a little bit of jank kind of a...
Oh, I do remember. You'll have companions, but you can't romance any of them, which is I guess, important news to some people, I suppose. In New Vegas, you couldn't romance anyone. I don't even think you can romance in KOTOR except for Bastilo, which is part of the main story. I haven't played KOTOR 2, but I would assume you can't romance in those games, in that game either. I don't know why I brought up KOTOR 1, because Obsidian didn't develop that, but they did develop KOTOR 2.
Tim, keeping in mind this is a rapid-fire interview.
I don't even think you can have sex with your companions either. Just as an FYI. That's a part of this interview, so...
Power armor would be.
But it looks cool.
Yes,
Can I beat this game by killing everybody?
yes,
Sadly, we know that to be true.
Are there factions players can join?
yes.
What is the best part about combat?
I like shooting people in specific body locations and watching their reaction in slow motion. Is that really too specific?
Are there...
So that's good news. Like I said, you can kill everyone that you see and still complete the game. And combat seems pretty fleshed out. He said you can shoot people in slow motion in certain body locations. Are they going to rip off VATS from Fallout? That is something to think about. But it might just be like kill animations, like Skyrim or something.
Kids in the game?
No.
Are you ready for kids?
Personally, no.
Is there hacking in the game?
Yes.
Does the minigame suck?
No, because there is no minigame.
Thank you.
My QA person on my first game I didn't play.
I like to think
What do you get for
A little
completing
meme there. I
the
don't know what
quest
any of that
lines?
means.
Their combat ability improves.
Can the companions die?
They die during combat. Well, they go unconscious during combat. In Supernova, they can die in the very hardest difficulty.
So you can lose...
Important information, kind of like hardcore mode in Fallout New Vegas. They have a Supernova mode in this game, which is, I would assume, very hard, maybe also hardcore, not quite sure, but companions can die in that mode, but otherwise they will be unconscious, which is good to know.
Use them permanently on the hardest difficulty. Version of that?
Didn't wanna.
Okay, so I can't go all the way with them, but can I flirt with my companions?
Some
Yeah,
of
he
the
talks
bosses
about
with
companions
their
there. You
effective-
can't do anything romantic with them.
There's
Don't
behind
worry about it.
encounters with more difficult individuals.
There are no boss fights. They're more like, as they say here, scripted events where one enemy has a greater health pool and more damage than other enemies, pretty much. They aren't like real boss fights where I would allude to the bunker from Borderlands 2. That was a very creative and odd boss. It was a flying ship that you have never seen before, and it does all these special moves that you've never seen before. But they're just going to be bullet sponges with lots of armor, I would assume. It's whatever. I mean, they might surprise us, but I'm not too worried about boss fights.
Individuals.
What else would you call that?
Yes.
How many flaws are there?
24?
So there are flaws to your character in the game. I don't know how you pick them yet. They might have revealed this a while ago. I think you just, over time, pick them up. And each one gives you buffs and debuffs to certain things. But I'm sure the buffs outweigh the impeding nature of the debuffs. But in the base game, I think you can get
But you're only on one playthrough. You only get 3.
3 flaws, and then the next difficulty you get 4 flaws, and after that you get 5 flaws. So if you want to play harder difficulties, you can get more flaws, which will help you in the long run. But also, they will not help you. So that's kind of like a give and take situation there. I think that's interesting. That kind of makes me want to play the hardest mode, because I like that mechanic from what we've heard.
And then it would definitely be a reference.
And that I'd supplied. And so I said, if you don't use them, I'll delete them.
Just talk to Leonard. You ever heard of this chocolate?
You know that's not even considered chocolate in the UK?
Hershey's chocolate is not considered chocolate in the UK. I think that alludes to this game not being considered like a sequel to Fallout New Vegas in the far future. You shouldn't look at it like that. You should look at it like its own piece of candy that has flavors similar to chocolate, but is not actually considered chocolate. I think that's what Tim Kane's going for here.
There, review that.
Thanks.
Okay, so you
And Tim Kane knows a lot about chocolates. He has his own blog where he reviews chocolates, so I think he had a lot of symbolism in that statement there.
again. How does the hype feel?
Good. I love that people are looking forward to this game.
The hype might be their downfall. Look at Leonard's face on the right. He's got the 1,000-yard stare going on. He's afraid, and I understand that. There's a lot of hype for this game that might be misplaced. I won't say it's a bad game. I mean, I'm not predicting it's a bad game. I'm just saying people will be enraged on the internet if it's not what they think it's going to be. And I gotta say, good luck, man. Good luck.
A lot.
But do you think people should leave nicer comments on YouTube?
Can you give me an example of a not nice one?
So we put up a video, and people were real mean to us about the fact.
As much as I am excited for this game, as much as I support this project and will buy this like the day it comes out, I couldn't finish this video. This gameplay video was atrocious. They made a good product look tedious because, and it's not even from the gameplay itself, it's from the commentary. It's just, I did not want to listen to a word they said. So
Fact that there was commentary over the footage.
Oh,
these cucks are not gamers. It was pretty bad.
I think
There are points where one of the guys would say, like, you know what, I think we should just stop talking. Because they would just drone over dialogue. And it was just like 3 voices, the game, and 2 monkos jabbering over each other. It was terrible.
Low.
Other than Obsidian, what's the best game studio of all time?
Troika.
Troika Games is the best studio of all time, apparently. You heard that from Leonard. What's his name? Leonard Boyarsky. I'm sorry, Leonard Boyarsky. Just something to think about. I don't know what games Troika makes, but
Other than Obsidian, what's the worst game studio of all
didn't mean
time?
to full
Troika.
screen
You
that.
guys got any Dungeon Siege 3 swag lying around?
One solid write-up, and then a couple more ideas for how we could do something different.
They're already working on a sequel to this game. I think they have high confidence it's going to sell. But man, I'm still scared for the hype to get at
Any chance you'd add co-op?
No. You mean to this one or to the next one?
no co-op in this game
Either. I don't know.
Also, no.
or the sequel.
There you go.
Can you design a cult classic on purpose?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
We had no idea what we were doing.
You guys have a pretty good track record.
We still don't know what we're doing.
That's why they become cult classics as opposed to successful games.
Who's the
I think this might be a cult classic. I'm just throwing that out there. Know nothing about it. The gameplay we've been given was terrible because of the commentary, but I think it's going to be a cult classic. I'm calling it now. We're clairvoyant people on this podcast. That's why we have made this podcast. It's because we have special abilities. Abilities that I personally haven't seen been matched. I'm calling it now. This game will sell. And this game will be remembered for all time. Just throwing that out there.
smartest game developer you've ever met?
That would have been a programmer at Carbine Studios,
What's his name?
Lauren McQuaid.
Who's the
Lauren McQuaid. This guy right here just tried to assume it was a man. Got him.
dumbest developer? One bug.
No, we're safe. It's going to have way more than one bug.
It's gonna have a lot of bugs.
The Outer Worlds is definitely coming out in 2019.
I guarantee it personally.
And this is going to be a good game?
Yes, it will be a good game.
Leonard guarantees that personally.
Can you eat that chocolate bar now?
I'm capable of doing that, yes. Okay.
Cringe. I liked him. I liked Tim Kane. I think I would have reacted to that situation exactly as he did. The interviewer wasn't that bad. He had some good questions. I skipped over it, and I don't know what time coded it was, but I've said before, they've announced this many a times. There will be no microtransactions, no loot boxes, no cosmetic changes that you can purchase. So that is one reason why I'm so excited. It sounds stupid to praise, but man, at this point in the gaming climate, people are just out for your wallet, dude. Microtransactions everywhere. Mobile games are probably the worst. Believe it or not. If you are not a mobile gamer, you would be amazed at what people will sell, and more amazed at what people will actually buy. I'm talking like hundreds of dollars. Thousands if you're what's considered a whale in the game. People will throw their entire paycheck at these games. And what I don't understand is, if you're so rich, why are you playing these games? You could be on a yacht. You could be jet skiing. You could be having a golf outing. But you're playing a mobile game? So, to me, it's either they're very rich and have eclectic tastes in ways to spend their time, or they're not that rich and they're just shooting themselves in the foot. And I gotta feel sorry for those people. Let's move on. There's this whole podcast show thing. Yeah, it's a podcast. And this thing is 2 hours long. And they talk about Outer Worlds. You can see here, Outer Worlds for 38 minutes. I did not want to listen to this. I skipped to this timestamp, 28 minutes in. I don't want to listen to this because some of their audio is garbled.
And if you're on the hardest, which I think they're calling Supernova,
yeah,
you can take 5 flaws because you get.
They kind of repeat the same thing that I've been saying. We should just watch my video instead of theirs. To be honest,
for a long time now. It's just, it is increasingly with each passing year more devastatingly complex to do.
Right.
There are reasons why there are so many studios that have made the choice to, work with a larger publisher, as they now have with Microsoft, because it's just hard to stay afloat, even when you make really strong games, as I think by and large Obsidian has made good games.
Right. But now it can be.
Or just a straight up no comment.
Yeah,
right?
or that. But
I can't listen to this. I can't watch this. I'm sorry. I don't have time for that. Well, I have lots of time, but I don't want to spend it watching this. You feel me? So we're just going to skip over that. Next, we have a short interview. Will the Outer Worlds live up to fan expectations? And I've mentioned that several times during this show. Let's give it a whirl.
Will this game live up to expectations from fans?
I don't know. I hope that people aren't overhyping it. That was the great thing about Fallout and Arcanum. We had zero expectations when we made Fallout. No one is like, what's that? No one had any, they didn't know who we were. They didn't know who the team was.
Didn't know it was being made.
Didn't know it was being made. I'm very confident that people who like our kind of games and are interested in, that style of game will really enjoy it.
I just gotta pause. That is a flaw. That's a flaw. So, repeated encounters with Raptidons have lessened your effectiveness when they're attacking you or your companions. Your reward for having the flaw is 1 perk point, which I think would be useful, my bad. But the effects are -1 endurance, -1 willpower, and temperament. And I'm assuming those are like the special system for Fallout: strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Willpower, that's normally in like Dungeons and Dragons, and I think that would replace Thinking about special perception, maybe. Not sure. But let's keep going.
My concern with some of the hype is that nothing we could make, even if we had $100 million, would live up to what people are imagining. You can never compete with people's imaginations because that's unlimited budget right there.
People are watching the trailer and drawing conclusions that aren't necessarily right, and then going, "Nah, I know this game's going to have this, and I can't wait."
Listen to this part. This part is very important. They're well aware that people are drawing conclusions that are not correct, and I gotta feel bad for them.
Wait, well, we're not really going to have that. We didn't say we'd have that.
Can you get specific on the stuff you see?
People think it's more of a open sandbox of a game. Like, oh, they're going to be able to go anywhere on any of the planets. No. Some people have talked about being spanning star systems, and I'm like, no. Of course, there all kind of speculation on how long it will be, but people are speculating like hundreds of hours of gameplay, and no.
What is the right way to look at that?
Well, we've talked about that a lot, and it's hard for us to come up with the hour limit of the game because it depends on how you play it.
The beginning area, we've had people play through it in 45 minutes to an hour, and some people play take 3 to 4 hours to get through it. It's probably...
So, I pretty much quoted this thing word for word at the beginning of this episode. Do not have an opinion, or do not draw any conclusions and post them on the internet. You can say, in my opinion, or I predict, but don't act like it's fact, alright? Except for us, because we're psychic. I think I know exactly what this game's gonna be like. And I'm not even joking. I know exactly what this game is going to be like.
roughly comparable to maybe like a KOTOR 2 type size game. Maybe a little bit smaller than that.
Some people are going to want to vacuum up everything in every level and not leave until every side quest is finished and every task is done and every faction quest is done, and other people are just going to want to play the main story.
Yeah, and stealthing a lot obviously adds time because you have to be very patient and watch patrol routes and things like that.
The stealth path is usually slower than the combat path, which is sometimes slower than the dialogue path.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to, not knowing anything, assume I'm going to be finishing this game within 15 to 40 hours. Is that a reasonable frame of reference for this thing?
Probably.
yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
No.
It's like Dishonored. So you get in and you get out. It was a phenomenal game. I might play this for like 40 hours. Man, I've been playing The Witcher 3, and I am still working on the second expansion pack, Blood and Wine, and I have 119 hours logged. And I think that game especially is supposed to be the length of this game. But man, those DLCs added quite a bit. There are a lot of mini games and stuff though. Actually, I gotta retract that statement. I don't think Witcher 3 would be a suitable thing to compare this to. Yeah, I'm just making stuff up now. My apologies. Witcher 3 is a fucking amazing game though. You should check it out.
No one's going to call it the Hour Worlds. That will never come up.
No, I hope not.
No.
Before we get into the whole speedrun thing, after people have played it a couple times.
Although we do think because it's so replayable, people will replay it multiple times because they want to see how other things would have worked out that they didn't choose. There are several choice points in the game where you're like, I wonder what would happen if I did this instead.
We're having
It's like the Bandersnatch of gaming.
to be very specific about here's where we want to put our effort. And where we've decided to put our effort in this game is into the reactivity and the replayability. Because of our size and budget, those necessitate a smaller, more tightly controlled game.
I'm hoping you make choices that affect the entire world. You can do things like kill Caesar in Fallout New Vegas, and people will comment on it, but it doesn't actually change anything about the game. Like people will they'll still send assassins after you. They'll talk crap to you in person, even though they had just said a line of like, oh my god, you killed Caesar. This war is almost done. We're gonna win. And then 2 seconds later, it's in their dialogue pool. These NPCs will be like, oh, fuck you. If you're not with the NCR, you can fuck off. Like, the stuff like that's kind of annoying. Mr. New Vegas, the radio AI, he comments on it too. The courier killed Caesar. This means a lot. Yeah. But nothing happens. I'm receiving a phone call on Discord. What could this mean? I'm just gonna answer it now. Hello.
What's up?
Blaine, is that you?
It is. This show's still alive?
I'm working on it.
Just kidding. I've been very busy.
Yes, I preface this with that.
Oh. I'm assuming you've already discussed Outer Worlds?
I'm in the middle of this conversation, actually.
Oh. Caught you at a good time.
Yeah, so how are you?
Good. My roommates are cooking a bunch of food right now. I'm wafting around the apartment.
Well,
Smells good.
good to know, Blaine. Good news.
And, how's this going?
It's going all right. Going through some footage from Gameinformer, some interviews. What do you know about this game?
Oh, it's gonna be good. Some people call it the next New Vegas.
I was just talking about that, actually.
Are you serious?
You're overhyping it.
What?
You're overhyping it. It's not going to be like New Vegas. It's going to be similar in some aspects, but it's not going to be like New Vegas.
Obviously, I need to listen to this episode.
You heard it here, folks. Just 25 minutes in. I think
it's always nice to, surprise the audience.
Yeah, that was surprising me for sure.
They probably think we're dead.
The show definitely is dead.
Oh.
But us, we're fine.
Catch our 1 year next week, huh?
Yeah, next week we're not doing anything special, but as far as I know. But it's our 2-year anniversary.
One. I've been doing this
1
for
year.
one.
I was thinking of something else.
Oh, man. Well, continue the reporting.
Yeah, I'm about to finish up this video. There's actually 1 minute left if you want to stick around.
Yeah, sure. I'll stay for a minute or two.
All right, let me reorient the the OBS a little bit here. Get the Discord header in. So, are you on your PC?
No. This is mobile.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop talking and play the clip, and then once I continue speaking, you can join in.
You think this is my first time?
All right, here we go.
Than like a giant sandbox open world where you can run everywhere and do everything. It's important for me that people understand what the game is and what it's supposed to be and decide whether they want to play it based on that. If people know exactly what it is and they buy it and they don't enjoy it, then that's partially our fault and maybe they were looking for something different. But as long as they go into it knowing what they're buying, I would hate for somebody to buy our game thinking it's something else and be disappointed on that front. Of course, the other side of they do know what it is and they're disappointed, that would be horrible as well. But that's on us. That's us. We need to do our job correctly. So, yeah, we just want people to understand what it is and hopefully want to play it for what it is.
I think people do this for every game. So this isn't new, that people hear about a game and they start speculating what it's going to be. When I read comments, I'm like, that's not our game. I just get a little worried that they're hoping we're going to produce something we're not. I mean, at the heart, it's going to be a reactive RPG. It's not a space simulator. It's not a space shoot 'em up. They should just look at it for what it is, an awesome game they want to play.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh,
This particular clip is called "Will the Outer Worlds Live Up to Fan Expectations?" And they had just finished saying the game is not going to be like a sandbox.
what?
So Blaine, it's not going to be like New Vegas.
Well, shit.
Gotta hammer that in.
Sorry, I hyped it up.
Yeah, you gotta stop that.
Well, the only reason I called is because I pledged to never miss a show.
Wow.
And here I am, no matter how short a monologue. You
Well,
can
I
never
guess-
say that I wasn't in one,
Yeah, I guess you succeeded.
like some.
Listen.
Huh.
How would you record an episode by yourself sometime?
What do you mean? Like just a one-on-one?
No, just a one.
A smart ass. Alright, well, I'll leave you to it. You have an audience waiting.
Actually, we could just stop there.
What?
I've hit all the articles I wanted to look at.
Alright, I'm sure we're almost at 30 minutes anyways.
Yes.
Well, everyone.
Glad you could
somehow I
join.
ended up. Yeah, a little
Send us off.
teaser. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Next week will be the banger episode.
Do you have any
We'll see
ideas what
ya.
we're doing?
No, not a damn clue. But it'll be good. Take it away. Oh my god.
Ah,
Oh,
shite.
that was good.
Oh, screwed up there. All right, were you snapping?
Yeah, yeah. That was good.
All right. See you, everybody, and see you,
See ya.
Blaine.